influenced by various beliefs prevalent in different philosophies regarding the non-doership of the soul. The doubts had here arised in the disciple regarding the soul as the doer of the karmas. આટલું આપણે જોયું. In the two earlier verses, verse 71 and 72, he put forth his arguments to show that the soul cannot be the doer of karmas. This is just conclusion. Expressing the conclusion he is drawing based on what he has presented, not based on any scriptures, but based on what he has. In the previous two verses, the disciple says, conclusion.
માટે મોક્ષ ઉપાયનો કોઈ ન હેતુ જણાય કર્મ તણુ કરતાપણું કા નહીં જાય.
Simple. માટે મોક્ષ ઉપાયનો. Therefore, concluding from the last two verses, moksha upayano, means of liberation or path of liberation, koi na hetu janaya. Because I don't find the soul bound in bondage, so why there is no purpose to pursue the path of liberation? Because it was never bound. I proved the soul was a non-doer. So non-doer, so no bondage. So why even seek liberation? માટે મોક્ષ ઉપાયનો કોઈ ન હેતુ જણાય. There is no reason, there is no purpose. કર્મ તનું કરતાપણું એટલે doer અને કર્મનું એટલે the doership of karma કાં નહીં જાય. You need to only understand this, and you understood the God. It is not કાં નહીં જાય. 2 times stress કરે એમ નથી. કાં નહીં, કાં છે તો નહીં જાય. Because it's the nature, no? So now here he divides the 5 arguments into 2 categories, 4 and 1. In 4 he said it's a non-doer, karmas does the karma, or automatically, or prakriti, or Ishwar. So the soul is non-doer. Right? And here it is the doer, but it's a nature which will never go. So કાં નહીં જાય અને કાં છે જ નહીં એ doer. 2 sections. And how beautifully in one verse બંને ઉડાવી દેશે. You have to see that from tomorrow. You understood this, or should I repeat? Should I repeat once more? Okay. Karma tanu kartapanu, doership of karma, kan nahi, is not the soul. Soul is not the doer only. Or ka means or, nahi jai. Or it will never go, it will be never eliminated because it's the nature of the soul. So either it's a nature, so you don't have to do anything about it. If it's the nature of doing karmas, acquiring karmas, it will always be doing it. So you don't have to pursue the path of liberation for it. And second category, it's the non-doer. I proved it. 4 arguments I gave for this. God, Prakriti, automatically, and karmas create karma. So the soul is the non-doer. If it's non-doer, why liberation? And if it's always going to do and it's its nature, it cannot be eliminated, means it cannot be liberated, then why liberation? Why the path of liberation? So either ways you don't need to do dharma at all. Because dharma means the path of liberation. You don't need to do dharma because it is not needed, it's not the doer only. It has not done any adharma, why dharma? Or doing adharma is its nature, so you can't change the nature of the soul. So why dharma? Why are we sitting here then? So you know the answer already. Okay, somewhere the Guru is going to prove that you are the doer and you can undo it also. And so the preaching. Simple, short meaning. It seems, therefore, there is no purpose in seeking the path of liberation. Either the soul is a non-doer of the karma, or if the soul is the doer, it cannot be free from the nature of doership because it stays forever. So, concluding the contention, soul is the non-doer of karmas, the disciple says that the concept of liberation is just a myth. Path of liberation, a concept of liberation is just a myth. Because either the soul is not bound or it will always remain bound. 2, 4 year and 1 year. Either always remain bound, so no question of liberation, or it was never bound, so no question of liberation. So either ways, the concept of liberation is just an illusion, is just a myth or chimera, right? So the disciple actually triumphantly victory કરી હોય ને એવી રીતે he is concluding he is not needed Guruji. And don't tell us to do Ayambir and all, because either we are not bound only or we will never get liberated. So don't make us stay hungry. Nothing, it's not needed. Ekdam victory na power સાથે ને ખુમારી સાથે is saying કે Guruji, I have proved it, the soul is a non-doer or it will always remain the doer. So the whole concept is a myth. In fact, the Shishya feels, why talk of moksha and moksha upaya? Because the moment you talk of moksha, you are divorcing the soul from its identity only. Because either it is abandh or bandh is its nature. So if you start talking of moksha, means you are divorcing the soul from its actual identity. You understand? Soul nu je nature છે એનાથી એકદમ જુદી જ અલગ જ વાત કરી રહ્યા છો by talking about moksha. So finally, contemplating over whether the soul is the doer or non-doer, seeing from different angles, what has he concluded, the Shishya? In the light of all the considerations in verse 71 and 72, he feels the soul is not the doer of karmas. Why? Because of 4 things. You have to say fast. Because he feels either the karmas create bondage. Let's talk of bondage here. So karmas create bondage, and because there's a chain of actions and reactions. Okay, 1. Second, automatically, spontaneously, without any purpose, without any favorable or unfavorable condition, no conditions. There's nothing like favorable condition, it just happens. So second, so he's a non-doer in this case. Non-doer in this case. Purush is just a passive spectator to the khel of Prakriti. Prakriti degenerates, becomes buddhi, becomes ignorant, associates itself with the body, etc. It's all the khel of that nartaki called Prakriti, and the soul is remaining as a passive spectator. So again, non-doer. 4th, Ishwar, and his compelling inspiration. You understand what I'm saying? Inspiration, ek હું કહું કે સચી આ કરવું હોય તો કર બેટા, ન કરવું હોય તો ન કર. એક આવું ઇન્સ્પિરેશન હોય, સચી આ કર. This is called compelling inspiration. હું આવું નહીં કશે વચમાં. Sachi did. Because you will see Sachi doing. But my inspiration is so compelling, એની પાસે choice જ નથી but to stick to God's will. So in that case also the soul is the non-doer. So he concludes that because of these 4 arguments, I draw a conclusion, and that is that there is no need to pursue the path of liberation, associate with the means of liberation, because the soul is non-doer, unbound. So from all the 4 standpoints, speaking about liberation is actually out of place. No need એટલું નથી, એકદમ silly, out of place. Because of this 4, ka nahi. Ka nahi jaye. And if you say okay, doing karmas or acquiring karmas is the nature of the soul, to very, very silly, because the nature is something which is changeable. Nature is, if it's changeable, then it is called modifications, states, which modifies. But nature is what is changeless, what cannot be given up, stays forever. Three things. What is changeless, the properties cannot be given up. You cannot even resign. Yeah, I don't want to be a doer. No, if that doer is your nature, it stays forever. So now see the beauty of the poetic style of Param Kripadev. કાન નહીં અને કાં છે તો નહીં જાય. કાન નહીં જાય because nature છે અને કાં તો છે જ નહીં, કાન નહીં. માટે મોક્ષ ઉપાયનો કોઈ ના હેતુ જણાય. કર્મ તનું કરતાપણું કાન નહીં અને કાં નહીં જાય. You start using the word કાં વધારે, so you'll be closer to Kripadev. કાં means આત્મસિદ્ધિ rather. કાં means for or अथवा. કાં નહીં જાય. So very simple. The Shishya finally feels it is a waste of time to talk of liberation, because either the soul is not bound or it will always remain bound. So concept of liberation, to think of it or talk about it or read about it, is only waste of time, futile. Don't worry at all, I have not wasted your time. I'll prove it is very important. But this is the conclusion he is drawing from his arguments, and still he realizes the Guru is preaching. When do you preach? Do you preach a non-doer? All this preaching of religion, what is the sense to advise about liberation to a non-doer? It makes sense if you speak to a doer who can undo and become a non-doer. If he can't undo also, it's useless. If others are doing also, it is useless to teach him anything or preach religion. What makes sense? Okay, this is a doer, but he has the capacity to undo, and so I should advise him how to become a non-doer. Make sense? So this fellow is incapable to reach to any conclusion. આ 4 ને આ 1 5 ના કારણે પણ he is not sure whether his conclusion is right. His conclusion to छोड़ो, he is in utter confusion. Conclusion नहीं, confusion, but because of his saubhagya, he has a Sadguru in life. So humbly request to resolve his confusion and help him to establish the right conviction, and we'll see how the Guru resolves his confusion. So let's sing this verse and then we end.
માટે મોક્ષ ઉપાયનો કોઈ ન હેતુ જણાય, કર્મ તણું કરતાપણું કા નહીં જાય.